to my channel. Of course you can't fully see my shirt. Of course I'm filming a Halloween video on like the warmest day of October. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to finally be filming this video today because I only said I was gonna do it like 4 months ago? 5 months ago? What is time? Honestly, no one probably noticed. As the title says, if you read it, hopefully you did, otherwise I don't know why I clicked on the video, I'm going to be doing an updated 2-bedroom, New York City, Brooklyn apartment tour, Halloween themed, insert a bunch of other keyword adjectives here. That is what we're doing. If you're new here and you're wondering why I say updated, it's because I have already done a house tour or an apartment tour of the apartment I'm currently in. So give a little more context. First of all, hi, my name is Sarah. That's a pretty solid way to start a video, and I did not do that. My name is Sarah. I am from Delaware, but I live in Brooklyn currently. We moved here back in June of 2022, and since then we have lived in 2 different places in New York City, in Brooklyn. Before moving out of our last apartment, I filmed an apartment tour, and then when we moved into this apartment, I filmed an apartment tour. But it was, I don't want to say empty, because we basically had most of our shit in here. It just wasn't set up. So a slightly empty, unfurnished apartment tour of the new space. And then in that video I had said within a couple of weeks or maybe like 2 months most, I would film an updated apartment tour, and I just never got around to doing that. Partially because if you've been around, keeping up with YouTube has been a challenge, but I'm back, she says for the 12th time. And because I feel like the space just wasn't ready, and it by all means still is not ready, and you will get a sense of that through this video, but it's as ready as it's been in a while. And I also recently decorated for Halloween, so I thought this would be a really fun and special time to show you around. And yeah, that's basically it. This video doesn't need much of an intro, but here I am still talking. I guess the only other thing that I want to mention is that I'm not going to try and glorify New York City tiny apartment living. I feel very grateful that we live in the apartment that we do. Brooklyn is much more affordable than Manhattan. That being said, this is still one of the smallest places I have ever personally lived in, either by myself or with a roommate or with family, but the space is much bigger than our last place. And why am I saying all this? Oh, all of that to say is that I'm not gonna try to glorify living in New York City. I did clean up, I did tidy up, but there's just gonna be junk and stuff everywhere all the time. That's just how it is. I'm not gonna try and hide it and make it seem like that's not the case. If you've been around for a while, and hopefully you have been, hello. If you haven't, you should be. You might already recognize the space that we're in. It is my office, it is our living room, it is the chill space, and I guess we can start here since you're already looking at it and it's in most of my videos. Honestly, if you've watched my past probably like 5 or 6 videos, you've probably seen the whole apartment at this point, but not intentionally and just in very short clips, so I'm excited to show you around and show you what we've done with the place. So we can start off with the fireplace because this might be my favorite area of this entire room. Obviously, it's not a functional fireplace and we have turned it into a bar. Thank you, Grandma, for the bar cart that I broke. I'm so sorry, we just have too much liquor. If you watched my very first apartment tour, you're going to be recognizing a lot of things. There's not too many new things that we purchased since moving into this apartment. I'll try to point those things out as we come across them, but most of this was there already. That's our fun little drink scratch off. And personally, the garland that I got from Michael's last year just fits so well right here. It makes me so happy. I don't know what he's doing up there, but he's having a great time too. And we're all just vibing. This is a very vibey corner. And then we have my desk where I film all of my plan with me, is where I work all the time. I'm absolutely obsessed with this desk. This is a new desk that I got for this space. If you saw my very first apartment video, I was in a very cramped, dark corner of our apartment because the window next to my desk in our last apartment opened up to the window of the people across the street. So not even across the street, across like the sidewalk. So I kept that closed all the time. So I wanted 2 things when we moved in here. I wanted a new desk that was bigger and a new desk chair because that desk chair was awful. And I wanted to be by a window that I can actually open. Luckily this time we're not on the first floor. Part of the issue with our last apartment is that we were on the first floor, which had its pros, but also very much had its cons. So we are not on the first floor. The lighting in here is actually, it probably is showing up worse on camera. We get really good lighting in our bedroom, which I'll show you later at the beginning of the day and the morning, and then by like mid-afternoon and as the sun sets, the sun comes in here and it brightens it up and it actually gets really hot. So we got these curtains recently just from Amazon. You can't even see them, but trust me, they're there. We got those. As much as I like this space, I will say the one not so great thing about it is that after work, when I just want to chill out and relax, I'm just gonna sit right there. So in that sense, it doesn't feel cramped like when I'm sitting at my desk, but in like wanting to change up the environment, it's not much of a change of environment other than just like turning around if I want to watch TV. But otherwise, I can't complain. I mean, the fact that I have like a private space now, I can shut the door. I couldn't do that in the last apartment. I didn't have a private space to work. I have a private space to work now, which just means everything and is so helpful. So as you can tell, we have kind of kept up with our pink theme, just kind of by accident, but then starting to be on purpose in our last apartment. We got this pink couch and then started matching everything else to it. Not that it was like overwhelming at the last place, but it's definitely more mellow here because it's a larger space, we have more things. Pink couch is still here, still vibing, got its Halloween pillow, the pink in the rug, same rug as before, and then this pink chair. Oh boy, this pink chair. This lovely pink chair, believe it or not, ladies and germs, we got off the street, and it's not in perfect condition, but it matched the vibe and we couldn't help ourselves. And if you're not from New York or live in New York or in another city, because I assume other cities do this, you might be like, Sarah, you took a chair off the street, what is wrong with you? This type of thing happens all the time. It is frequent, people leave their unwanted treasures on the street for someone else to find. Of course, you have to be careful with that. We thoroughly cleaned the crap out of this. It is a little broken, it's still functional though. It did not smell of cat piss, rat piss, fleas, ticks, whatever. It was totally fine. We saw it and we could not help ourselves. If you watch my New York City bucket list, summer 2023 bucket list video, where I talked about the Stooping NYC account, we sadly did not find this because of Stooping New York City. We just happened to come across it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go check out the video up here. I feel like this little area has popped up in a couple of my shots already, so I'll just go ahead and say, this is our litter box. Cat poop in all its glory right there. At every other apartment I've lived in up to this point, we kept the litter box in the bathroom, but our bathroom's too small now. There is not enough space for that. So we had to improvise, and this is what we came up with. Granted that this is kind of a small space. I didn't want like an open air litter box like we had before, and I didn't want just like a box in the corner because that's no fun. So I got this either off Amazon or Target, I don't know. It's fun, the cats use it. So coming back around now, I know I just said the fireplace might be my favorite area of this room right now, but it actually, I don't know. I love the Halloween decor. It's nothing great, it just turned out really well, and I just think it looks so nice. We did also finally mount our TV, which was absolutely terrifying. Knock on wood, it stays there. I mean, it's been up for a while, so I think it's fine. But once we took the TV off of the stand, it really felt like the space was so much bigger. And maybe that doesn't make sense, but if you've had this experience, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's just so nice to have the TV up there and not just like all crowded and cramped on the TV stand. Literally no one's gonna care about this, but I just need Johnny to have his moment. That's my bestie right there. If you know, you know. Also, this is kind of fun. If you saw my first apartment tour video, I explained that these pipes just go to absolutely nowhere. Just quirky New York City apartments for you. I don't know. So my partner tried to make it pretty by hanging up some pink flowers. There were more, but they keep falling. He's just like using duct tape. We'd like to maybe do more with this. We're obviously not gonna like paint it or anything, but maybe we could like put vines on it. I don't know. If you have ideas, let us know. I suppose lastly for this room is the start of our new gallery wall. We had actually a very similar setup to this in our last apartment with 2 windows on either side, and then we hung all of our, not all of ours, we hung up some vinyls that would like match the vibe. You know, we would put Halloween colors for Halloween, or if it was just like not a holiday, we'd put like our pink-ish vinyls up there, and we actually don't have those hung up right now. I'll show you where we're going to put them, but we started just a new gallery wall with some of our pictures and fun things that we'll keep adding to. I also recently hung up some just string Christmas lights because, as you may have noticed, there is no overhead light here because that is our loft. We'll get to that shortly. I don't have a lamp near my desk, which I probably should. I'll probably still get one, but I recently hung these up because now that sun is setting earlier, it's getting dark super quickly and I work late. So I need some light so people can see me on Zoom. Headed down the hallway here. You know, we don't need to look at the bathroom. The bathroom is just an absolute hot mess. I will not admit the last time I cleaned it, just know that it needs to be cleaned desperately. But if you really want to see the bathroom, for some weird reason, go check the last video because I show it to you there. But it's just a bathroom, nothing exciting. Okay, so next I can show you one of my favorite parts of the apartment. Regardless of what season it is, I'm probably gonna say that about like every part of this apartment. I just really like this space, okay? But it is the hallway. Well, we only have one hallway. It's the hallway where we decided to hang up all of our New Yorkers. So I did talk about this in my last video, but I know these all may look like just random New Yorker covers. We buy ones for our birthdays. So this one is May 11th for my birthday. This one's also May 11th for my birthday. And then we have February 15th for my partner. Right now I think they're hung in chronological order. So that one was like the 30s, the 80s, the 90s, and then that's a COVID one, so obviously very recently. So we're always on the hunt for new ones. There's still plenty of space if we get more, but they are kind of hard to come by. Since last time I waited to show you all the loft, I will not wait. I'll show it to you right now since we're here. And I'll be honest with you, I have not been up this spooky, scary ladder in a couple of weeks. I don't have many reasons to go up here. That's all to say. I'm not sure what's going on up there. We're gonna find out together. If it's weird and creepy and dirty, I apologize. Okay, so it actually doesn't look too bad up here at all. I mean, we have our usual just like storage corner of the loft. That's never gonna look nice. Ooh, this is actually very exciting because we can see how much our plants are growing. I know you didn't come for a plant tour, but a plant tour is what you're getting, because I think I may have showed actually my Monstera in our apartment tour for our last apartment, and she just was not doing well. But ever since I moved her up here where she's getting like above indirect sunlight from the skylight, like this thing is huge, like look, huge. And even this thing right here, I forget what, this, my boyfriend got this. It's not coming to me. Like, look at this. It's so viney. It's so beautiful. Oh, then the Pilea was a housewarming gift from some friends of ours, and she actually has like 6 more leaves than the last time I was up here, so that's going well. I'm so sorry for the background noise. I feel like I had to make the disclaimers all the time. Right now my windows are open, so it's getting louder, but even when my windows aren't open, because we live so close to the street, we're just constantly hearing bikes and scooters and cars and construction, and you're just gonna have to ignore it. I will get a new microphone at some point. Is on my list of things to do. It's just not in the cards for me right now. This is our loft. If you have questions about that horrendous thing, the details are in the last video. As you can see, I think I talked about this before. Last time I showed this space, it was not done, but it is like my boyfriend's office, and by office I mean where he like works on his music and does studying because he doesn't work from home. And then all of our, and by our I mean mostly his, vinyls. So this is where I think eventually we're gonna have our little vinyl shelves. We had 6 of them, I broke one, we have 5. We're gonna hang those up here, or maybe over here more, because maybe they shouldn't be in the direct sunlight. Here is the bookshelf that used to be behind my desk. We put it up here. I forget it exists most of the time, but we're working on that. This blue chair isn't new, but we didn't have it at our last place because there wasn't space for it. So it was staying at my parents' house, but now we have it up here. So we have some additional seating. I'm also excited that this rug finally gets to have its moment. This rug used to be beneath our bed in the last apartment, and you could only see like the outskirts of it, but now it fits the vibe. I feel like up here is like the blue and I guess yellow vibe, whereas downstairs is pink. And then I'm trying to make our bedroom like a black grayscale situation, but it's not, don't get your hopes up, it is very much not that. I don't know if I did this last time, but you can look directly down to this small part of the office and living situation. And here's another plant. I don't think I showed that before, but our string of pearls is stringing along. I'll definitely have to come back up here with the camera later tonight when we have our string lights here go on, and then my orange Halloween lights come on. I will show you that as well because they're just so cute and illuminates the space and is just vibey. I don't know, I think I've said that 1,000 times already, but that's what it is. I'm gonna shut this window because I just absolutely cannot. I cannot. How rude. Alright, so now we have the kitchen, which next to my desk is the most seen area of our apartment so far. So I suppose we can start with the coffee bar because that's always the most exciting. This is pretty much the same setup as the last apartment. We have the same 2 pictures up here. I think I linked them in the last video. And then all of our coffee supplies. And believe me, we got a lot of them. But I mean, I am just absolutely obsessed with the little Halloween decor I put up here. I took out our Harry Potter stuff. These are both Harry Potter mugs. Then we have our Ravenclaw and Gryffindor mugs. We're both Ravenclaws. I don't know why we have a Gryffindor, but whatever. Frankie. I have a pumpkin mug as well, but I think it's dirty or it's clean or it's somewhere that's not here. Our espresso machine, the coffee grinder. Also, our microwave is down here. This is literally all the same as last time. And then over here we have our pizza paddle and my little cookbook holder, which was also in the last apartment. We did also put our spice racks back up above the oven, which in retrospect was not the greatest idea because this is a gas stove. Our last stove was electric, so this just like heats up so much and produces so much heat that shoots up. We also don't have a hood. I don't know the legality around that, but yeah, I actually never really thought about that till now. I guess our last place didn't either. I don't know, whatever. The point is, my spices be overheating up here, which probably isn't a great thing, but also I can't be bothered, and those things are impossible. These shelving units are impossible to get off, and they will stay there for the rest of time, even when we move, because no, took us so long to get them off of the last place, and we still missed some of our security deposit, probably for that reason. But if you've been here, you know, I was about to say my love-hate relationship with this stove, but it's mostly a hate relationship. It's off by 50 degrees, it's slanted, it's old, sometimes it just like doesn't work, it's small, I can't stand it. So let's not focus on the negative, shall we? Oh, I forgot, we just put in lights under the cabinets, just like LEDs that can change colors. So I'll make sure to put clips of that in here as well so you can see. But like I said, I'm not trying to glamorize apartment living. There's always gonna be dirty dishes and or clean dishes. That is it. The one thing I still, oh, and here's a little cat rug. I've had that thing forever. One thing I very much still need to do here, because it looks like we have more cabinet space than last time, but I swear it's less because our pantry is in these cabinets here and it's just overflowing. So I need some sort of like organization for that, because right now things are just stuffed in there and it's not great. I think last time this was partially put together but not finished, and I was probably being very excited about it because we wanted an extension of the counter since we don't have much counter space. And it's a little low to the ground. It did come with wheels, but the wheels very quickly broke, and even with the wheels, it was just like much lower than we wanted it to be. So it's home to our veggie and fruit tray, which is mostly always onions and potatoes. And right now, some sourdough bread. On the topic of bread, I guess now would be a good time to promote some of the other things I do on my YouTube channel, which a lot of it is baking. So if you like baking, if you're interested in baking, if sourdough, random bake with me's, check out those videos linked in the playlist, because that's a lot of what I do. Plus plan with me's, plus random shit like this. As we go through, there's really nothing new about this space. Well, I guess the table wasn't here before, but washer, dryer, single unit still there. The only update here is that I hate it. I hate it. If you've used one of these before, I hate it. But I'm thankful that we even have one at all, so I don't have to leave the house to do laundry, because that's also a pain in the ass. And then we have our table. This is the same high top kitchen table that I've had with me ever since I moved out of my family's house. And it fits very nicely in our little entryway we got going on here. So we don't sit here too often, but at least right now it's giving some very cute Halloween vibes. I'd ask if you're interested in some candy, but oh, okay, there's more in there than I thought. But also, you're not physically here. But if you were here, I would offer you candy and bread and an onion, if that's your thing. Okay, so before we get into the bedroom, I will just disclaimer that this is the space that we have put the least amount of effort into. Like I kind of said before, I have a vision for it, and it's just not a priority, mostly because it's the space I guess we spend the least amount of time in. No other people are really going in it, so it's a work in progress. It's not very cute. I mean, it has like cute aspects, I guess, but it's just not quite there yet, okay? So keep that in mind. I also didn't put many Halloween decorations up in the bedroom because like it didn't seem necessary, but my mom got me this, I think for Christmas actually last year. I think it might be a handmade sign from Etsy that just says Happy Halloween. And then we have like a candle, but otherwise no Halloween decor here. So like I said, other than this being a very spacious bedroom, all things considered, and there being a very cute cat in it. Multiple cats? Where's Mindy? She's just judging, waiting for dinner, mostly is what she's doing. But yeah, this is a very spacious bedroom. If you didn't see the last apartment tour video, which I've referenced it so many times at this point, you probably just should. The walls are pretty much just like on either side of the bed. There was some space between the bed and our dresser, but definitely not this much. So it's been very nice to have a larger space. So excused the mismatched sheets. That's, you know, another work in progress. But we did get a new bed frame because, funny story, our mattress fit up here. This is the same mattress that we've had, but the box spring could not fit through the stairwell. So we kind of just like left that at the last apartment outside. Someone either came to take it a couple weeks later or it was put in the trash. I'm not really sure. So we got a new bed frame, which is something that we wanted anyway. And I'll be honest with you, it's just like not giving what I was hoping it would give. It's also very dusty, apparently. I'm just realizing now. Just from Amazon, it's something special. When we saw it online, we were like, yes, great. And maybe it's just because like it's not fitting the vibes of the rest of the space yet, but like I low-key kind of hate that thing. But it's giving like emo cowboy, and no thank you. We could have done better. But other than that, everything you see in here is stuff that we had in our last apartment. Again, we have a very fabulous non-functional fireplace space which I just hung my dream catcher here because there happened to be a nail sticking out of the wall that was perfectly center. I might move that eventually, but honestly, I kind of like it here, and then it's just extra shoe and apparently hula hoop space for now. I will say, I enjoy the vibe of this. I may have showed this light in my last video because I had just gotten it, and I just moved it here recently because I wasn't sure where to put it. But at night when we don't want to use an overhead light, this doesn't provide a lot of light, but I don't know, something about it being looking like a plant, being next to a plant, next to the brick wall with the white. I just really like this corner is basically what I'm trying to say. And then, hello. We have our dresser, same broken dresser from the last apartment. My makeup and stuff, our Target mirror. This is also a new rug. Oh, there's Mindy. New rug just from Amazon. Got gray and white to fit our eventual gray and white theme that we'll be having. This is something new-ish, I guess, that we tried to do in this room, and I'm really just like not here for it. Eventually, I would love to have like a larger shelf that is tall, has multiple shelves that we can just put extra books on it, plants, all of our random little knickknacks and Legos especially. We have so many Legos. I would love for that space to be this. But until we get something like that, I hung up a shelf that we already had and then some hooks with some bags, and I mean, I guess it's cute. I love like the New York vibes it's giving with the bags that are currently hanging there, but yeah, we need to do something about this. We do still have, not still, it's not like the balcony went anywhere since the empty apartment tour, but we do have a balcony. I will go out and show you a little bit of it. It's really nothing exciting, just some chairs and my boyfriend's lemon tree. And yeah, I don't want to dox myself, so I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. And that pretty much covers it for my updated apartment tour with some of our Halloween decorations out. I definitely want to get more Halloween decorations because, I don't know, now that we're in a bigger space than we were last year, it just feels like there's so much more room and not enough Halloween and fall stuff. I'm gonna use that as an excuse to spend some money, but I hope you enjoyed looking a little bit more into my space. I know I film in here all the time. All my videos are pretty much at home, but this gives you a good idea of what it's like. Yeah, moral of the story is if you want to move to New York City, Brooklyn is the way to go. Or Queens, or like Long Island, or probably even Harlem. Just Manhattan, it's fun, but it's not cheap. Not that this is cheap, because still drowning. We'll be here definitely until June, hopefully for the next 2 years. And by all means, if we make some fun updates or move things around, any sort of exciting decoration stuff, maybe I'll do a updated apartment tour down the line. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a like, thumbs up, subscribe if you would like. This channel is kind of always a hot mess express, but like in a fun way that keeps you guessing. So maybe come back for another video that's baking or a plan with me or a random New York City vlog. I would love to have you here. All right, it is time for me to go have some food. So